Welcome back to Hardball. Charges and countercharges have been flying from both campaigns over misleading ads and distortions of the truth. So who's being honest and who's stretching the truth? Bill Adair is editor of Politifact. Politifact, right?
Politifact.
Politifact. Let's take a look at the latest McCain ad about Sarah Palin. This is an interesting looking ad.
The attacks on Governor Palin have been called completely false, misleading, and they've just begun. The Journal reports Obama airdropped a mini army of 30 lawyers, investigators, and opposition researchers into Alaska to dig dirt on Governor Palin. As Obama drops in the polls, he'll try to destroy her. Obama's politics of hope? Empty words.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
Why don't we arrest and execute everyone who produces ads with that kind of music?
Well,
that menacing, predatory
and
music.
Wolves, and wolves. Haven't we seen a lot of
By the
wolves?
way, it wasn't the Wall Street Journal. It was an opinion column by John Fund. That's the difference between the news pages of the Wall Street Journal and the opinion pages. One are opinion, the other facts. They're citing an opinion as a fact. Go ahead.
And the other trick that they're playing here is that they're taking fact-checking that's been done, in this case by our colleagues at factcheck.org, and trying to use it as justification for something that it really doesn't justify. They use that to suggest that Obama has been doing that, but they're taking it completely out of context. Fact-check was referring to something else. So.
DNC, the Democratic National Committee, has denied having a single person up there. And the other question is, it seems to be appropriate, if they were doing investigations, as to her actual record as governor. Well, and you could argue they shouldn't be investigating her kids or her husband or her family, but they're certainly blurring this. I mean, if the Democrats weren't checking out her record up there in Alaska, they shouldn't be running for president.
And as Mike Gerke at the DNC said, he wishes that he had that many lawyers to airdrop into Alaska.
Okay, let's take a look at the latest one. This is another McCain ad. We're going to hit both of them, by the way. Nobody looks good today. Here's a McCain Maverick ad that says that Governor Palin stopped that bridge to nowhere that cost $400 million and served a very few people.
The original Mavericks. He fights pork barrel spending. She stopped the bridge to nowhere.
Did she stop the bridge to nowhere?
No. She sort of put the final nail in the coffin of the bridge to nowhere, but there was huge...
Didn't she originally support it?
She did. In fact, on our flip-o-meter on Politifact, we gave her a full flop because she used to support it. In this case here, she was basically responding to tremendous pressure from the public, and Congress had already withdrawn the earmark for it. So, indeed, she did end it, but it was really doomed at the point that she did that. So we gave that claim a mostly true on our truth-o-meter on Politifact.
Okay, Maverick and mixed bag there on the Wolves and the Maverick claim. Let's take a look at the Democrat side. Here's a Obama ad from July that talks about, or claims that McCain pushed for more tax breaks for the oil industry.
On gas prices, John McCain's part of the problem. McCain and Bush support a drilling plan that won't produce a drop of oil for 7 years. McCain will give more tax breaks to big oil.
Well, that hug's real. Look at the kiss. Jesus. They really lay it in there, don't they? But as to the fact of the editorial argument there, did he, in fact, get tax breaks for the oil industry?
It's really misleading. The McCain plan would cut corporate taxes for all corporations, not just oil companies. But the Obama campaign has consistently distorted that by saying big oil, special breaks for big oil. It's not special breaks for big oil. It is a plan that gives breaks to all corporations.
To make their case, is it appropriate to give any tax breaks to oil companies that are making zillions of dollars right now?
Well, that's a whole separate argument. But the issue here is, and we've seen this kind of cherry picking a lot in these ads, and on what we've done on Politifact is give these a lot of barely true ratings on our truth-o-meter because they have a grain of truth, but the overall message is.
Would you let me know when you
distorting.
see an ad that's 100% true? Let's take a look at, or 100% false. This middle stuff doesn't help me here. Let's take a look at a claim that was made by Obama at the convention.
Washington's been talking about our oil addiction for the last 30 years. And by the way, John McCain's been there for 26 of them. And in that time, he has said no to higher fuel efficiency standards for cars, no to investment in renewable energy, no to renewable fuels.
Well, we call that a riff. Is it a true riff?
We gave, specifically the fuel efficiency standards, we gave a barely true on the truth-o-meter. McCain actually was a leader in the effort to raise fuel economy standards, partnering with John Kerry, of all people, and was praised on the Senate floor by Ted Kennedy for doing that. Now, Obama's correct. He did vote against a couple of bills that would have raised fuel economy standards, but it's not correct to describe him as an opponent of it, because he really has a mixed record.
So we've shown here that the Wolf ad isn't quite accurate because it doesn't say what kind of investigations they're doing, whether they're actual legitimate checking on her record or going after her kids. And also that Wall Street Journal piece was an opinion piece by John Fund, not a news fact that they had 30 people up there. The Maverick ad, McCain, true or false?
We gave the claim about the bridge to nowhere a barely true, but there's another part of that ad that's correct when they talk about the how he has stood up to big drug companies.
Well, we're looking for any truth we can find. Anyway, thank you,
Bill Adair. There was a little bit in that one.
Come back with 100% or 0 something. These middle of the road things are a little complicated.